Here to discuss what we hope to gain from those airstrikes and what happens when we actually run out of our targets. Colonel Ollie North, Fox News contributor and host of War Stories right here on Fox. Colonel, always great to see you. So let's start with that question. What happens when we run out of airstrike targets?
Well, we're going to keep finding targets because they've scattered themselves so effectively. The reality of it is this has got to be the most politically correct operation in history.
Why?
First use of the F-22 Raptor, the first time an Arab female pilot, Major Miriam al-Mansouri, led an attack mission. You think what that means to the misogynists in ISIS and all the others that we hit out there on Monday night. The operation, however, has got to be more than just putting an Arab face on this campaign, or decapitating Khorasan, the C-Cube command, control, and communications of this group, which has did at least 50 professional bomb builders, primarily from the Afghanistan-Pakistan region, and they were hit in that very first attack on Monday night. They were harbored in Syria with al-Nusra. Interestingly, Hezbollah claims it launched an unmanned aircraft, in other words, a drone attack from Lebanon against al-Nusra in Syria, coincident with the U.S. attack on Monday. And I think you just hit on how they knew to do so, because the U.S. notified Tehran and Damascus in advance and promised that we would not attack any of Bashar al-Assad's forces. Now think about what that means to the Free Syrian Army that we're trying to recruit, send to Saudi Arabia, and then go back and fight against al-Assad and ISIS. So this is just further proof. They don't know. They have no idea what they're doing in Washington or at the Pentagon, quite frankly.
That's very interesting analysis because you bring the whole thing full circle to what we were just talking about with Ambassador Bolton. Yeah. All right, so what about the impact of these airstrikes on hostages that ISIS is still holding there? Because hostages like Britain's Alan Henning, who's on the screen right there, his family receiving an audio file that appears to be his voice pleading for his life. Hennings is a taxi driver in Britain who was delivering aid in Syria when he was captured by ISIS. Here is his brother-in-law.
It scares me. It does scare me because if they're going to do airstrikes on them, they'll just run away and they'll take him with them and no one will know where he is again. They might have a fair idea where he might be now, but by the time they get to where he was, they might have moved him to somewhere else.
Colonel, is this one of the reasons why the UK is not involved just yet?
Well, probably. We know that from France that they murdered a French hostage in Algeria. It was taken as a tourist in Algeria, murdered by an al-Qaeda affiliate. And one of the things that I think is being missed by this administration is that the terror organizations, all of them, are all connected to the same radical Islamist ideology. I noticed in the president's speech today to the United Nations, he never actually says the words radical Islamists. Right. He never says the word jihad. And if you don't know your enemy, Gretchen, you are bound to fail. No matter how many airstrikes that we drop, you can disrupt, you can damage, you can distract ISIS, but you can't destroy ISIS because air power has never captured terrain, an enemy combatant, or freed a hostage.
All right.
Now, that's requiring rough men with rifles on the ground, and there are no boots on the ground right now able to do so.
We're going to discuss that with General Jack Keane coming up just a few minutes from now. Colonel North, thank you so much for your analysis.
Gretchen.